right? So in other words, what you're saying is, in America, it's not how much money you make, it's how you make your money.
Yeah, exactly.
All right? Let me ask y'all a question. There's a bunch of junk on my screen. All right. Okay. So what do you see, Bert? Do you see two forms or do you see one?
We're seeing both the bankruptcy code and your number one.
All right. So let's go to number one. So, Bert, it's not how much money you make, but it's how you make your money. So if it's how you make your money, what we need to do real quick is decide how we want this money to be generated. How much money are you losing roughly per month if you don't have a home-based business? Does it cost you not to have it?
It definitely costs you not to have a home-based business. I mean, basically, experts will say that with a home-based business, you save about $600 per month. So when you don't have that home-based business, think about it. There's about 30 days in a month.
Hi, Mark.
Most months, there's about 30 days.
When I got your text.
Don't have a home-based business. It's as if you're taking a $20.
When I received your text, I just want to hop on real quick because actually my home-based business is having a webinar right now, and I'm supposed to be on that, but I'm with you all. I went to the gym and I came across this video, so we will not be doing the 5 minutes of fame. On this one, just gonna hop on and hop off real quick. And if you want to hop on the home-based business webinar when I hop off of this, you're more than welcome, because we're having cash flow class. So I'm gonna make this real quick. I came across this video in the gym, and I wanted to share it with you all. Good evening, everyone. Nadia B, the number one note taker and money maker. What's going on, Dave? What's going on, Sharon and everyone? Hello, everyone coming in. And so I wish I could just share my screen, give you all a sneak peek of what we learn in the home-based business, but I can't. So let me share this so I can hop on that webinar. And you all can give me your thoughts. I usually have 5 minutes of fame, so until I pull up that video, I want you to go ahead and get into 5 minutes of fame. And drop your city and state. Just say hello. All right, 5 minutes of fame while I find this video. Martin, how do you need your credit and cash flow fixed? You just text me. I kind of read some of it, but not all of it. You just text me article about a man trying to build a block, and I don't know. I didn't have time to read it all, and I think his credit wasn't intact, Martin. But Martin, as I tell everyone, go to my website and you can get your credit analysis, www.fixmycreditandcash.com. Some of you all probably will be with me a second time today. Hello, Atlanta. Hello, Jacksonville, Florida. New Orleans, Louisiana's in the house. I got you, 313 Martin. Virginia's in the house. New York, Hempstead, New York is in the house, right? So this is your 5 minutes of fame. Drop your city and or state, or just say hello, right? Just come in and say hello. Dominican Republic is in the house. Green Eyes is back in with us. Green Eyes, Dominican Republic is in the house. How's the weather? How's everything going there? We have exactly 1 more minute, 60 seconds and counting. For those people coming in to drop your 5 minutes of fame, just say hello, or to drop your city and state, right? This is my pre-affirmation. I am attracting people who are creative versus critical, or complainers who hustle and not hate, and focus on prosperity and not poverty. So let me share this with you. I thought it was so powerful, right? So powerful that I came right from the gym and decided to share this, right? Some more 5 minutes of fame. Bishop from Buffalo, New York is in with us. Melvin from St. Louis. Green Eye says in the Dominican Republic is hot and quiet. Okay. Zena, hello from CS, Mississippi, my hometown. Hope everything is going well in my hometown. Zena Libra, you're a Libra as well from CS, Mississippi. Hello, Mississippi is in the house. So that's the 5 minutes of fame. We are at the 5:40 mark. Make sure, because you watch the channel, that you also subscribe, right? Hit the subscription and hit the thumbs up as well. You can just exit out the live chat for 2 seconds, hit the thumbs up and come back into the live chat, right? That helps other people get a notification that I am live streaming, and it invites more people into our room. So let's share this powerful information it is breaking news, right? That I wanted to give me one second, because I may have to get out of my give me 1 second. I may have to log out of my Zoom to do this. Okay, I have to quit Zoom. Let me see if it's going, if you all will hear the volume.
Let me tell them this. This is
I can't quit Zoom. Hold on.
If you put me and you side by side, I don't have a business and you do. Before we even show you how to
Give me 1 second. I have my Zoom up.
Just having a 1099 on your portfolio, because people say, Brian, I got my job. Great. I got my 401k. Great. I got a small t-shirt business. Great. I own a restaurant. Great. What people miss right over their head is the one asset that you have that needs no new purchase. You already have a cell phone. You already have internet. You already eat. You already got gas in your car. So if you put me and you side by side and I don't have a home-based business and you do, I'm throwing away all these deductions. The difference with me and you is mine go out the window like trash. I just pay the gas. I just pay the cell phone bill. I just pay the internet bill. You going, every time I pay it, keep a picture of the receipt, it comes off my taxable income. Every time I eat, I discuss business, it comes off my taxable income. Every time my internet bill is paid.
Okay, so this is my home-based business. Class is going on. I need to log off of this and get into that.
We're in the middle of a pandemic right now. A lot of the shit is changing, from stocks to real estate to hustling. Niggas can't even hustle how they used to. Right. The food industry is booming right now. Yeah. Of course, the drug industry is booming because niggas is panicking. Niggas is, you know what I mean? What do you feel is going to happen after this is done?
I feel like, okay, there's 2 ways. I feel like if we happen to quarantine, I feel like the prices for drugs and stuff is gonna go up. I feel like a lot of people are gonna get fat because everybody gets used to their routine, and by them being used to their routine, it's gonna change and they're gonna get obese because they close in the gyms. And it's really all just set up. You're just bored, you don't know what to do. And like I said, like I was telling people before about the college situation, I was just like, okay, well, college is a scam, you know what I mean? And everybody is dependent on these jobs, okay, which is cool, but find you a job that can basically take your life to the next level, right? Because look at them right now. Exactly what we were talking about in the other interviews about the job thing. Now look, bro, you know what I mean? They don't got no job. They're like, damn, what do I do? And that motherfucker hit me up like, can you help me? And this and that. And I'm just like, bro, you should have been planning ahead for something like this anyway. You know what I mean? So I just feel like more people should think like outside the box, whether it don't have to be illegal. Remember, it don't have to be illegal, but you have to still be smart. You still have to be a hustler. You still have to be mindful of stuff happening like this.
Yeah.
Why do everybody think that stuff like this can't happen? In my mind, I'm already prepared for stuff like this. You know
And
what I
if
mean?
you look on Netflix, there's about 20 movies about the coronavirus.
But they just
about
watching
viruses.
it and just, oh, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that's like I said, I don't think it's real like, with the virus thing, but like I say, you still want to plan your life for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's interesting,
Anything.
right? And it's interesting because I talked to my homeboy Third, and I was like, "Yo, what's going to happen after this shit?" He said, "It's going to be new people on top when this shit is done."
Definitely. I feel like during this right now, people should become millionaires. The foreclosed homes are down to the ground right now. Like the ones that was, the cribs that would be like 30, they like 11, 10. You should grab them. What are you waiting on? You should be focusing on things right now instead of doing TikToks, and you should be worried about, you know what I'm saying, how to build your credit, how to get loans, stuff that you know, like, okay, well, the job and they shut down colleges.
Okay, he said instead of TikTok, and for a lot of people, their time has ticked and topped for the unemployment check. The last check was received this Friday. Also, but I think a lot of people get confused with that because your deadline to apply for the benefits is July 31st, but your last payment, right, is Friday. So let me know if you all can hear. This is as loud as I can get it. So let me know if you can hear the video as well.
They shut down jobs. Damn, what would I have left if there was never around? What would I do right now? If it was never no jobs or colleges, no more, what would I do?
Right.
You know what they do? They have to find a trade. They have to find a trade. They have to research. Why won't you just research right now? You get what I'm saying? What are you waiting on? You might as well start doing that right now.
Yeah.
While you got the time.
Freddie Gibbs tweeted, "Fuck the 1,200 stimulus check. Add 100 to my credit score. 100 points."
Exactly.
All right. So this was really stood out, and I want you all, whether you watch it live or on the replay, would you, before he comments, before I push play, would you prefer the 1,200 stimulus or 100 point credit increase? So to all my live viewers, go ahead and put your comments in. I'm gonna allow you to comment before we share his opinion. We got Donald from Chicago in. Okay, King James, I love that name, says, yes, he can hear loud and clear. Thank you. Okay, some people are saying 100 points. So if you're watching this on the replay, you can comment as well. Sharon says 100 points. Tiffany says 1,200 stimulus. Nadia B, note taker and money maker, says 100 points. Dave said, for me, my score is already 800. Take the 1,200 stimulus. Dave, if you have an 800 credit score, also comment to me how much cash flow are you earning off of that 800 credit score, right? How much, how are you turning or flipping that credit score into income, right? Jay Smith said 1,200 stimulus. Same with you, Jay. With your 815 credit score, how are you using or leveraging credit to get more income with your credit score? Jay and Dave, with the 800 and 815 credit score, answer that for me. Ronald, nice question both, but you got to choose either or. Would you want the 100-point credit score increase or the 1,200 stimulus? King James says 100-point increase. Bishop, 100 points. Both is not an option, you all, either or. 1,200 will go as if it's 12. I don't know what that means, Sharon. Oh, $12. I got it. I got you. And don't say the answer you think, right, that I may want to hear. Just answer sincerely. Flo says 100 points. Donald says 100 points. Give about 20 more seconds. 20 more seconds to get some more comments in. Okay, I guess it's all the people that want to comment. So let me push play and you'll hear someone else's opinions besides mine or Bandman opinions.
Would you now we know you got bread, but as a normal, average salary making person in America, would you take that 620, 650 credit score, or would you take that stimulus package?
See, well, me and we take the credit score because we know exactly what to do with it and how to use it, because it's about being effective. $1,200 in today's world in 2020 ain't no money.
Nothing.
You can actually go spend that on food.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Cold.
He said $1,200 in today's words, no money. He'll take the credit score only because he knows what to do with it, right? Only because he knows what to do with it. Let me look at some more answers. I had an 800 credit score with a lack of cash flow. Cheryl says 100 points. Jay said 25 a month right now off rental property, but looking for more every day. Okay, so you're cash flowing 2,500 a month off of rental property. Good job, Jay. That's what you're supposed to do with the 800 credit score. Mariah says 100 points. The credit solutionist says take the stimulus and go buy some tax liens or something. Wow, tax liens, $1,200 with a tax lien. Okay, I didn't. Make the money work for you. At least you'll get a return. Okay. Sunshine Anderson says take the 1,200. Sharon says use it for leverage and reinvest. Last one, my friend says take the credit score. Right, take the credit score. So let's hear the rest of this interview.
One pair of shoes now these days. So what's Balenciaga just cost $1,200. Your shoes right now cost $1,200.
You got to understand that the credit scores is about relationship building. When we go apply for something, we are actually forming a relationship with either a bank or a company or a lender to basically let them rock with us to make us bigger so we can.
All right, so I'm gonna pause right there. He said the credit score is about relationship building. See, when you spend cash, you don't build relationship. And when the cash is gone, it's gone. So that means you can't recycle and repeat the process, which means you have a cap. You're limited to what you can do. So you can take the cash and buy a tax lien with it, or you can take your credit and buy a tax lien with it. But with the credit, once you flip the house on a tax lien, or you get a tenant to pay the $1,200 back to the banks, you can recycle, reuse, and repeat the process all over again and start over, right? Archie says, that's true, I'm here in California, and you can't rent a decent place without a decent credit score. That's true. Even if people took the $1,200, got a tax lien with it, which is, I'm pretty sure it would cost thousands in renovation. So where will the renovation money come from, right? So now people that's being evicted from homes, they're going to need other places to qualify to stay. And with low credit scores, even if they get the stimulus payout, they won't qualify because everyone knows where we are economic wise. And even if you have the cash for the first month, your credit score is not acceptable, a landlord won't want to take you on as a client, right? So let me read some more. Sharon says, Queen, I'm ready. Sharon, what? Let me know what you're ready for, and I can help you. The credit score can get you better rates and lower interest. And that's what people don't understand. Cash costs interest as well. People don't know that, Archie. They don't know that cash costs interest, and that interest is called or referred to as taxes. Someone put that in the comment. Cash costs interest also. That interest, taxes. You all don't recognize that. You think, well, if I get a loan from the banks, I'm gonna have to pay interest. You pay interest on cash too, right? Martin says some jobs will not hire you with a low credit score. This would be investing with the hope that the owner, that the owner will pay back taxes, not necessarily get the. And I do know on some tax liens, some people just buy them to get the interest on it, not necessarily to own the property. But as long as you're waiting to see if the owner will pay back the taxes, your money can earn money, right? Or earn interest on that. You're right, Martin. Cash has 2 interest payments on it. I forgot about that. Thank you. 2 interest payments. Taxes and inflation. Inflation is the second silent tax that people don't know about, right? The second silent tax that people don't know about. Okay, so let me play the rest of this video, Sharon, and I'll get you. Now, if you want my personal credit repair, because I don't want people to think that I don't do credit repair through a network marketing business. This is my personal business. You can go to my website, www.fixmycreditandcash.com, and select the tab Credit Help, fixmycreditandcash.com, and the home-based business website. I'll put the link in the description. Okay, so Archie says, I remember my life with a 750 credit score. Now I have damage with the 580 credit score. I make twice as much as I did before. So what do you mean, Archie? You make twice as much money as you did before? Is that what you're saying? You're welcome, Sharon. Life was getting easier to get. Life was easier to get things with the better credit score, right? Auburn says, can you delete current student loans if they are reporting inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable? Yes.
Spread our wings, you feel me? But that's $100. What you gonna go do? If you try to flip it or invest it, you either gonna lose it, spend it. You know what I mean? You might as well just credit is the key right
Which
now.
I agree with that, but because I just recently bought a home, new car, and the crazy thing about the credit thing is, yes, you can have an 850 credit score because that's the highest you can go.
Yep.
But they still want to know about your credit history.
Exactly.
Explain the credit history.
Let me explain.
Because a lot of people,
Okay, he's gonna break it down for people that like to say, I got an 850 credit score, I got 767. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's not creating you cash flow, then there's something wrong with that, right? Your credit should be used more than to purchase liabilities, cars, and your house, or to get approved for an apartment. Actually, the reason why people are so against credit is because 98% of the population use it in the wrong way, right? JP Morgan, one of the richest founders of the oil movement, oil rig, said that gold is real money, quoted, gold is real money, everything else is credit, including your cash. Including your cash. So if you have an 800 or over a 750 credit score, can you list any assets that you have with that? Now, in the liability column, which liability are things that take money out of your pocket. Assets are things that put money into your pocket. Liabilities would be a vehicle that you're buying to own. How do you make a vehicle an asset? You lease it through a home-based business and it becomes an asset. A house, an apartment, townhouse, condo that you're living in. How do you make that an asset? You attach it to a home-based business. So now that when you're paying utilities, your cell phone, your internet, your home office, square footage of your house, now it's an asset. So what are you doing with your credit? You take a vacation, use your credit card, that's an asset. But you take a vacation under the home-based business and you add business to some portion of the trip, and now it's a business vacation and it becomes, an asset. If you put it on a regular family vacation on your credit card, it's a liability. All right. So Archie said, I just talked with Nail at Student Loans. I am 100% VA benefits. They are discharging. Congratulations. Archie, I don't know, 50,000 of student loans? But hey, we all do it, don't we? That's right. Gold is real money. Everything else is credit. No, Aubrey, you're not one of my clients. I'm not. If you're not going to invest in the credit analysis, I will not give you a private check. If you need assistance with your student loan, I have to analyze and look at your credit score, and that analysis is an investment of $125. I'm not doing it. I'm absolutely not, because there's nothing I can answer about your student loans anyway until I actually see your credit report. Exactly. Martin says turn hobby into businesses. You're correct.
They're gonna run with the I got 750, 720.
You're right.
You still can't get certain things.
You're right. You can have a credit score of 750, 800, but you can have $1,000 limit, a $5,000 limit. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna just give them the sauce. The only way you're gonna be able to get like an 800 with like $100,000, $50,000, $200,000 credit limit is trade lines. Ain't no way around it. And that's either piggybacking off somebody in your family that's wealthy, or just clearly buying trade lines. You know what I mean? Flat out, from 50 to 100 to $200,000. That's what most.
Okay, he dropped some jewels and some sauce there. If you want higher credit limits, for that purposes, you have to get higher trade lines, 100,000, 50,000. That's why I always inform people that if you can get an account with Navy Federal and Penn Fed, those are great starting places, right? Because if your credit is in good standing, they will at least qualify you for and get you, start you off at 25,000 personal credit cards. And whenever you're trying to get business credit cards, it will mirror or look at your personal credit report. And so if you want the higher approvals, right, for higher loans and business loans, then most people may not know people in their family that they can piggyback off of and get added as an authorized user, then you have to invest in the higher trade lines, right? The higher trade lines.
That's what they didn't used to tell us. Like back in the day, that's what people was doing. They was getting trade lines on their kids' credit and not sending them to college, but getting them businesses like that, opening up subways and stuff like that. They was training them how to be wealthy before that. They was training them to be like a worker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can train your kids in two ways. You can either train them to be a worker, which you'll have them go to school to get a job, or you're going to train them to be a business person.
Yeah.
How about you just go open up this business? They're like, how? With your credit. Okay, how can I do that?
Okay, so the rich and wealthy, they teach their children to open a business. The poor working middle class teach their children to get a job. Let me say that again. The rich and wealthy, something you can learn if you read Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, teach their children, right, to get a business. The poor working middle class teach their children to get a job. Okay, so question on the home-based business. As Archie continues to get congratulations. Thank you all for congratulating him. It is something great. Jesus, I want to say this while it's on my mind. I went to the gym. When I went to the gym, I re-listened to my video that I did earlier. I just caught what you was stating when I was informing people of the lady that commented on one of my older videos that said she has 2 master's degrees and she fixed her own credit during the pandemic because she had months off of work and it was only 6 collections. And Jesus, I saw your comment flash that, yeah, she do have 2 masters, her student loans and a job. I said, oh, that's what he meant by that. Two masters. She slaved to her student loans and a job, right? So I just wanted to know, I did catch that. What percentage of your electricity and rent can be tax deducted? Only if you use just a portion for the home-based business. Everything, I know 20, up to 20 square footage of your, I think 20 square footage of your home. I have my book here. But that's something I'm going to be discussing. I'm going to have a subscription plan and questions like these for the members that are paying a monthly subscription. Me and my tax professional guy will discuss. But you do have a percentage of your payments for your maintenance and utilities that can write off. And also with the home-based business that I'm affiliated with, we have also a program called Bill Shredder, and people are saving up to 60% off of their bills that they pay. Xfinity, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, through our home-based business Bill Shredder program as well. And you get that for a tax deduction. So that's a bonus that comes with the business. Okay. Is that it still services well? Auburn, with all seriousness, you're about to get blocked from my channel. I'm serious. I'm about to tell one of my guys, one of my to really just block you from my channel. This is not www.fixmycreditforfree.com. That's not my website. My website is www.fixmycreditandcash.com. It's not www.fixmycreditforfree.com. I'm not adding you on. I'm not giving you free credit advice. I'm on here to educate, update, and inform. So please go find someone else that can help you in the credit world that will do it and have private chats and private conversation and add a person, a total stranger on their trade lines who wants something for free. That's not the type of people that I'm attracting to my channel. So please stop, because I'm about to block you from the channel. Yeah, 2 master student loans and a job. That's good, Jesus. That is good. That is good. And block him because he's annoying you. Jesus, we just put him in timeout. Jesus, if you can, if you know how to do that. Just put him in timeout so he can't come in anymore, because it's annoying me too. So I don't want to go there. I'm trying to just share information to help people be more productive with their credit.
Okay, this bank is gonna give you, see this? I put 20-year history on your credit with $100,000, loan that you had this loan. Now you can get a Subway. Now you can get this car. Now you can do this. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know that. They just run around here like, well, I got a 700, like you said, but you got a $1,000 credit card and can't get a damn couch at Renaissance. You know what I'm saying? Seriously though.
Yeah, no, fact. I feel like us black people, we value cash more. When I'm posting these
videos, they just run around here like, well, I got a $1,000,
like it's I bought it cash.
Yeah.
It's never I bought it. It's I bought it cash money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like I feel like us us minorities, I feel like we look down on people paying payments.
Exactly.
Like if you didn't buy cash,
See, look, let me tell you the finesse. This is the finesse.
Okay, he said, most people in the black and brown community, they value cash more. They want to brag on, I bought it cash. I spent the cash. Right? So let's hear the rest of this interview.
The finesse, this is the biggest finesse in the world. No real businessman is just going to cash something out. That's not a smart move to do. Because, okay, for instance, I got the lamb truck, right? Next year, I can hop in another newer lamb truck, right? Or any other car that I want. Why would I go cash the lamb truck out and then lose value?
definitely.
That's dumb. Don't you think these rich people are doing that, bro? All the stuff that they own, from the hotels to that stuff is on loans and getting paid payments with 60-year leases, and they just paying it and letting the income come in. While they getting wealthy, they're gonna die before that loan gets paid back. You know what I'm saying? So people think, oh, I did this cash, I'm doing this. You only tricking yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, he said if you brag on spending or investing in cash, you're only tricking yourself.
Real people that got like 6-7 cars and all these cribs, that stuff is leased out. Unless they smart. Say, you know what?
He dropped. This was dropping so many jewels, people. I had to share this with you all. He said people that have more 6-7 vehicles, they are doing it because they are leasing them out. And it's one thing to lease a vehicle, just to be leasing a vehicle, but it takes you to a whole nother level when you lease it and you have a home-based business, because now you have more tax deductions for whenever you maintenance it, right? And for mileage and business purposes. You have more flexibility. What do you mean by this, Queen? Okay, you have a leased vehicle, right? In the LLC, for example, a corporation, you may have to lease a work truck, right? If you want to do landscaping or something of that nature. Or if you have a brick and mortar business, you might decide to lease a luxury vehicle. And if you do that, your mileage is limited within your state, right? Because if you have an LLC or a brick and mortar business, you're expected to travel within your state. But with a home-based business, you can travel to any states and that mileage can be deducted. Because your home-based business, like with me, if I want to travel to California and do a presentation, a credit and cash flow presentation, or if I want to travel to Jamaica or drive, that's more flexible, because your home-based business, although you get the in-house tax deductions, your travel expenses can be abroad, right? Can be abroad. It can be in any state. It can be in Chicago if I want to. It can be in Detroit if I want to, wherever. Because I'm not within a brick and mortar and I'm not providing services within the confinements of my city or state, right? And so it expands my tax deductions and write-off. Yeah, a nice score with no problem. Yes, they have more than 6 or 7 vehicles because they are leasing it.
Okay, if I do go buy it with a loan, I'm going to be rented out and turned it into an asset. It got to be something like that. Otherwise, you're just wasting your money.
Wasting money.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
He said if he buy or lease a vehicle with a loan, let me rewind this. Take it back.
Think, I did this cash, I'm doing this. You only tricking yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because the real people that got like 6-7 cars and all these cribs, that stuff is leased out. Unless they smart.
Yeah.
Say, you know what? Okay, if I do go buy it with a loan, I'm going to be rented out and turned it into an asset. It got to be something like that. Otherwise, you're just wasting.
He said if he do buy it versus leasing with a loan, then some people do have businesses where they rent vehicles out. I wouldn't do that during this time though, That was a thriving business before this pandemic came into play. But people are not traveling now as much, and they're not really leasing or renting vehicles, right? Hertz has just filed bankruptcy and out of business because of that, right? One big rental company, right? So let me continue.
It's wasting money. You know what I mean? Sure. And I feel like it starts young with black people, because I don't even like the word black people. I want to say minorities, because when we're young, you know, we grow up harder because our parents push in under our name. Yeah. They use our name for the cable. Yep. They ruin our credit.
They steady yelling college. Yeah. That's all they know. They don't know.
He said he's still yelling college. And he like he said, a lot of minority, a lot of youth that I work with, and teaching them financial education and empowerment at 18, 19 years old, they're having bad credit. I'm having to remove utility bills off of their credit report that's reporting as a charge off because they're single parents, right? Put a utility bill in their name. Underage, and at 18, 19 is a negative, right? Reporting on their credit report.
They don't know. They only know what they was raised. They know cash, college, free stuff, free home.
And I you know what? I should take. I don't know if I put Auburn guy in timeout. Let me see if I can take him out of timeout. He may do better now. I put him in timeout. Let me see. I can't take him out of timeout. Well, he in timeout for right now, but he may be still in listening mode. He said cash, college, and free stuff. Cash, college, and free stuff. And I love alliterations. Cash, college, and free stuff.
They was raised. They know cash, college, free stuff, free home, link. You know what I mean? So they put it in their daughters and sons' heads at a young age. Like, oh yeah, go get this, go get that. But that's not it. They only giving you the free home to keep you around the smaller minded people. So a person like me won't come and tell you. You gonna look at me weird as hell if I tell you like about this credit or this or that, because you're so used to the whole community telling you one thing. He
said they give you the free home, low income housing to keep you around the smaller minded people. And we listen to this community of these smaller minded people. I listened to an interview with Jay-Z once, and he said he hated living in the slumlords, in the ghetto, right? Or what he didn't say ghetto, but whatever those, he said, because it was boxes all around him. It was boxes all around him, right? And okay, I got you all. Boxes all around him. He was boxing too. And where he lived, it was people out on the left, on the right, on the top, and on the bottom. He said he got tired of being boxed in. And it's not called the ghetto, it's called something. What's so low income? But anyway, when I listened to that interview with Jay-Z, it was powerful. Right? Let me see what questions you have. Archie says, so let's say you have a business mowing lawns that made $100,000. Itemized expenses like the lawnmower, gas, phone bill, you won't be taxed. With the lawnmower business, you can't write off your now you can write off your phone bill, but you can't write off any in-house expenses. Oh, it's so sweet. I just got a text from someone saying they have 2 potentials signing up for the home-based business. And whoa, look at her. Look, I'm going to ask her, can you jump on my YouTube live? She been in the business for less than a week, and she's showing me a screenshot of her paycheck. So I'm gonna ask her to jump on live. She joined me in the home-based business. And I always get a glare, but she's showing me a $223 deposit that she got this week. This week from the home-based business. She said, not a bad week. All passive income. Not bad for being in the business less than a week. I have 2 potential. So I hopefully Regina can join in. So you made 100,000. So I'm assuming that if you made 100,000 from a lawn care business, you have to have employees, right? It's hard to hustle and make that type of income, right, without having help. So you made 100,000 for the year. Itemized expenses. Yes, if you had any maintenance on a lawnmower, that can be tax deductible. Your gas and phone bill. And so yes. But the thing about if you had a home-based business, you can get deductions from your utilities, whether it's a condo or apartment, townhouse, wherever you reside, your internet. So you can only get a cell phone bill with the lawnmower business. But now, whatever internet you're using, because I need the internet to come before you are live to market the business, right? That's tax deductible. And any fees that you have to pay out for any maintenance as well, and upkeep. Yeah, you and even deduction of the rent deduction, you won't get that either, right? So let's see. Yeah, those are all right. Our internet, phone, electricity, and computer for the home-based projects. Thanks, Dave. That's what I was trying to think of. I said ghetto, but projects. Thank you, our Dave and Jesus. He said he was tired of living in the projects. He was boxed in. People on top of him, on the bottom. Thank you. On left and the right. And you know, the projects, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More. I see you using the bedroom to sleep. Is a personal expense. Thank you, Marcy Projects. Thank you all. I think Archie got me out for a little while. So we back focused now. And hopefully we can get Regina on, or she'll come in and at least comment, right? Hustler says she just joined a home-based business and got her first payout. So a passive income in this pandemic. Have a plan to create your own stimulus check, people. Right? Have a plan to create your own stimulus check.
Yeah, but white people, they're not using their own money.
Exactly.
And a lot of black people, we just think that, like, and it just goes back to everybody wanting to buy shit cash.
Yeah, this is how they look at it. They'll look at a white person in a Lamborghini. They'll look at you in a Lamborghini. They're going to say he bought his cash, and they're going to say he made a payment.
Definitely.
The whole time he the one. You know what I'm saying? Like they judge. They want to judge. They very negative.
Very.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by them being so negative, I feel like people are negative, but they are stopping their blessings because they're so worried about your car or your house versus worried about what they can get and what they gonna do with their life. Yeah. That's what I'm worried about trying to get rich every day, all day. I'm not trying to worry about this person, that person. You get what I'm saying? If more people focus on trying to get rich and trying to keep the what I'm gonna do tomorrow, next week, what's my plans, what's my goal, it'll be more successful people. More people are worried about hurrying up and saying something negative about me or you or something like that. You feel me? Versus just trying to get successful.
Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you all. I thought that was life-changing, and I wanted to share something I posted on my Facebook about Jay-Z. It had the numbers Jay-Z and Beyonce, and how they didn't even buy their house cash. They did some cash and some credit. So, oh, here's Regina. Hello, I just got your text, and I was live streaming, and I wasn't planning on being on here long, right? But I always say that. And so she got paid in less than a week. And I'm so happy for her. I'm so glad you're able to come on. Regina, I was supposed to be on the cash flow class that we're having. I made sure I'd be on, but I got into this live stream and started talking. So you all give her some digital love if you're watching. Michelle, I already said congratulations. Congratulations, Regina. Regina said thank you. Helping one family at a time. So proud for you. And it feels, I'm going to tell you something. It feels so good to get that passive income in that text message. It is so good to get that passive income versus that labor income. Earlier we discussed that we want leverage cash flow. Leverage cash flow versus labor income. Make sure I'm spelling everything right. Right? Regina said she wasn't expecting it to be so fast. Cash Life, she partnered up in the home-based business, right? With me, we teach the 4. Well, we expose and we educate and we explain to people how to give them more money from home, and we help them in all in all aspects of all areas of that financial life. Cash Life, what type of mask you have on your profile picture on Periscope? So she said she wasn't expecting it to be so fast, right? We have cash flow classes this week explaining it, and let me find my link. If you all are interested about the business, that's not what I want to. That's not the one I want to share with you all. Hold on. You can go to this website. She got it, and it's done exactly what it said it would do. It says she got an instant pay raise. And so, Regina, I'm not sure if you've already submitted your paycheck. If you have a paycheck, some people are in the business that have they're already on 1099, right? They don't have a W-4 paycheck. But that's the link. Put your name, phone, and address. You can get more information. And then you can reach out to me. Or if someone is watching and you know Regina personally, reach out to Regina, right? Don't sleep on this awesome opportunity. Regina put her Mississippi accent in. She said, y'all. Or if you know Regina personally, reach out to Regina, right? And Archie says, please make 10-minute YouTube video. I could. Archie, I used to do that, and I used to drive a lot and make shorter videos and talk and just upload them. And I could make 10 minutes, but since I'm home from full time, and it would help me, and it probably would help the people get the information, because people do better when they see a little bit at a time, right? Versus a whole lot. But I don't get to interact with you all. I don't get to kind of engage and ask the questions live. And it's so much to teach people that, I thought this was going to be a quick video, and it's an hour, right? So, but I will have to change my live stream soon, just because of time constraints, right? Just because of my time constraints. And my home-based business is growing as well. And so I need to pour more into the people that's signing up for my home-based business. So I will have to downsize these live streams. Okay, she's trying to leave her 9 to 5. So make sure that you upload your check stubs in there, and you're probably gonna see another instant pay raise. People are averaging anywhere from $200 to $600 out of their paycheck from doing that. So even now, during these times, people hours are being reduced or furloughed, so they need that extra income out of their paycheck. And if you all don't understand what the extra income out of their paycheck is, just like President Trump's concept with the payroll tax cut, except you're adding and you're doing it with the home-based business, right? Exactly. So Anise says she got an increase within 24 hours. Can you elaborate on that, about your increase within 24 hours? Thank you. I do. And I do need to be shorter, right? You see a lot of people get a lot more views who make money off YouTube, probably thousands of dollars, because they just upload, right? They don't interact with their people. They don't, kind of explain and teach and educate. And they make a lot of money off YouTube by just, uploading. And so that is an option. And it's something I do need to change to, because I'm getting a lot more credit clients. But a lot of times this is just therapy for me. See, I stay at my home locked up all day doing credit repair, and I don't watch much television. So believe it or not, it's very therapeutic for me. It's sometimes I get a couple people I have to block or put in timeout. But other than that, I like the engagement, right? I really do. So it's very therapeutic for me at times. So Nadia B said these quote unquote quick videos. Yeah. Mark said he enjoyed the long videos. Regina says, agreeing with Jesus, congratulating her, says leave the 9 to 5. Yeah, they are. They're making big money by just uploading videos, right? By uploading videos. And so like this week, I keep saying this, but I'm not planning on being that on live this week. But sometimes I get a notification about what's going on in the economy, and I want to just hop on and let people know about it. I want to know people are getting evicted. I want people to know that this is the last stimulus until and then like the Republicans are saying that they will try to meet tomorrow. Initially they wanted 2 weeks recess. Now they're saying that they will try to meet tomorrow so they can the Senate, so they can pass their proposal to the House in hopes of passing the second stimulus package. But I tell people all the time, even if you do get unemployment, you will not see the 600 again. Republicans are adamant about that. They felt like the 600 is encouraging people not to return to work or to quit their jobs altogether, right? Anissa, I wrote it in your home-based business and received a text the next day. Yay, another testimonial. See, if I did uploads, I wouldn't get opportunity to do things like this, right? Or to see live testimonials, because this is usually my engagement time, right? This is usually mine. So it's either I get on live and talk with you all, or I'm going to binge watch television and watch Good Times. So what do you all want me to do? Watching Good Times and watch how Florida was so oppressed in religion, Lord, that their family stayed in poverty. I remember I was watching yesterday. They couldn't make the rent, and James went and shot pool and got the rent money, and she said that was blasphemy. I'm like, Florida, please. So yeah, I enjoy. Yeah, we go all over the place on my channel. So you all can congratulate Regina and Anise. Congratulations to them. The Republicans had 2 months, LOL. Now they're trying to rush something. Yeah, everything is strategically planned. It looks chaotic. They want it to look chaotic, but it's strategically planned. Believe that. Yeah, we winning. Let's put that hashtag in there for them. They're winning. Like I said, I'm helping people create their own stimulus and improve their credit at the same time, right? Archie said politicians will make people poor, people sweat and give a handout last minute. It seems like they're heroes. Exactly, Dave. So it's either I go live or I just start watching Good Times and what's my other binge watching favorite? Good Times and Sanford and Son. So what you all want me to do, right? Damn. Oh Lord. So let's see. Sunshine Anderson says, educate Washington Queens Big Knowledge. Thank you, Jesus. Is Good Time. Life Media Pro is back on for the second time. A new world order, a global reset in the currency is true. Robinson, that is true. That's coming. But look, you all just taking me. Right. Florida was tripping when James came back with the money. And they needed $75 and they didn't have any other way. And she was praying and asked God for an answer. And James won the money, right? Shooting pool. You are really about to make me get into credit, church, because you won't. I was watching one of my old videos today. The title of that video is "Too Religious to Be Rich," and we can get into credit, church, because that's how a lot of Christians are. They pray for financial help, and they don't see opportunities. Like I'm giving opportunities to people right now to be like Regina and Anicia, to earn extra income, to get paid within your first week, and they didn't have to go to their boss and ask for a pay raise, ask for a paycheck. They were their own boss. So just like Florida in Good Times, right? Auburn guy, I put you out of timeout. You better be good. You going back to your corner. I put Auburn in timeout. I took him out. But he better be good or he's going to go back to that corner. Oh my God. And, you pray and ask God for answers and the opportunity, and he sends me on your live stream and tell you about a home-based business and you think it's a scam. Even with people coming in showing that they made money their first week. Yes, gold, silver, credit, and Bitcoin. Sunshine Anderson, you're absolutely correct. My king, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I may not be earning millions, but when you all give me super chat, it supports my time, right? That I could be doing something else, because I really just like to take Sundays off to just relax. I don't want to look at a credit report. I get on that first thing Monday morning. So thank you so much. Can't pronounce your names. I'm just gonna call you King for that $20 super chat. Pandemic indeed. I do appreciate you all for those kind words. Dave said that's how people are. They're emotional. It's a gnat flying around me because I keep fresh flowers in my house and everything. So they're emotional about where their money come from because they think everything is bad. Archie, Canada may extend it that they did. Other countries are doing more than the United States, right? Other countries are doing more than United States. Yes, there would be a nice book. Let me show you all this old video of myself. I think it was last year. Too Religious to Be Rich. It only got like 200 views. 200 views. See, can I? It didn't even get 200, right? It didn't even get 200. So this was my kickback or throwback video that I watched again myself. I was trying to see what's the queen talking about. So this was my throwback video.
Let me tell you something. One of our issues is we don't want to listen long enough, right, to get financial breakthrough. We don't want to tune in long enough to hear, thank you for the digital love
Still
to
here.
learn about our finances. Oftentimes we just want quick fixes. We want things done expeditiously when it comes to your finances, but a lot of times we don't want to gain any financial knowledge, whether it just means us taking out time and gaining some financial information that would help us in the future, right? So my whole motto is getting further, faster financially. So let's start with, let me log it off. Romans chapter 8. I was not going to really do this today, but I had someone on my YouTube channel that, yay, you can see and hear me. Thank you so much.
So I stopped it right there. So that was that video. It only had like 138 views, but I put the 178 views. But it was the topic of that was too religious to be rich. And I was coming from Romans 13:8 that says to owe no man but to love them. And a lot of churches or pastors take that out of context, meaning that you don't supposed to get in debt, right? Meaning that you don't supposed to get in debt. And that's not what that scripture is talking about. The whole context of that scripture begins on give honor what is due, right? Give credit to what if you owe someone anything, pay them as agreed, right? On time, a goodwill benevolent, right? So Romans 13:8, you have eros love, which is the physical type of love, and then you have the agape love, which is goodwill benevolent. So that entire scripture that is taken out of context, we might as well get into Credit Church. I said I was going to do it anyway. So I need you all to hashtag Credit Church for me. And Romans 13:8, that states, chapter 7, whatever your deeds, well, I start with chapter 7. Render therefore all dues, tribute. So if you owe tribute to someone, give them their tribute. If you owe someone to just say, like you're telling me, thank you, then share that thank you. Give custom to wherever custom is due, right? Wherever thing is customary, give custom. And where you should fear, give fear. And where you should honor, give honor. But then it drops right down into the next verse 8. Oh, no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth one another hath fulfilled the law. Therefore, do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, or do not lie, do not covet, do not want what somebody else it has or own, right? And if there be any other commandment, is briefly comprehended in saying, thou shalt love their neighbor as their self. So all this whole thing was talking about was do what's right. If you said you're gonna pay someone, pay them. If you said you're gonna love somebody, love them. Follow the laws. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't covet. Don't commit adultery. And it didn't say it was a sin to get in debt, because Psalms, get my phone, 37:21. Psalms 37:21 states that the wicked borrow and pay it not again, but the righteous show mercy and give it. And that's the whole context of Romans 13:8. If you're going to borrow, pay it back. Pay it back as you say you agree. Give that benevolent offering. When it says to owe no man nothing but to love him, that word love translate agape, which translate a goodwill, benevolent. And whatever you are supposed to do in someone's goodwill, right, then do it. So because it said if you borrow and you don't repay, then you're considered wicked. But if you look at Matthew 25, the parable story or the tent, when the master gave them their talents, right? According to their own ability, the man that took his and hid it in the ground, he was also wicked. So you're not just wicked because you don't repay. You're also wicked if you take something and you hide it and you don't multiply, right? Whether it's cash or your talent. So that's the whole concept of the Bible, right? And then I always go into my go-to scriptures. I love this scripture because it covers twofold. It covers a woman who was in debt and used credit to get out of debt. I'm at 2 Kings now, chapter 4. That now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophet Elijah, saying, my husband is dead, and you know that my husband, or thou knowest my husband served the Lord, he feared the Lord. And the creditor, just let me know that they were in debt. The creditor came to take my 2 sons to be slaves or bondsmen. And Elijah said to her, well, what can I do for you? He said, tell me, what do you have in your house? And she said, nothing. Now, let me stop right there. The first thing he asked her was her house. What's in your house? And tell me, or an apartment or condo, wherever you reside in, why don't you have a home-based business? This is all biblical. If 2 Kings chapter 4, the prophet Elijah told this woman who was in bad debt and her husband died and left her in bad debt about what was in her house, and he helped her start a home-based business, why don't you have a home-based business? I'm trying to show you how to make cash flow off of your leverage and not to continue to get paid income off of your labor. So she said, I don't have anything in my house but a pot of oil. I don't have any tax deductions. I don't have any tax deductions. All I do is pay rent. I pay for my utilities, I pay for my internet, and that money flows out, and I don't have a system so it can flow back into me. I don't have anything. So he said, okay, I want you to go borrow. What does borrow mean to you all? If it's a sin to get in debt in the Bible, what does borrow mean? I'm reading directly from the #1 best-selling book on prosperity. Someone in my former live stream said the Bible is a book about banking. This woman was in debt. The creditors came to take her son. And the prophet, or you can say I'm your prophetess, is telling her to go borrow. It's a recession. I'm in debt, queen, and you're telling me use credit? Yes, I am. But I'm telling you to flip the script and use it with a different mentality. He says, and when you come in, shut the door upon you and your sons. Why did he tell her to shut the door? Because just like that video I showed you earlier, the community is going to get in your ear. They're going to talk. You doing a home-based business, you doing that? Because they don't understand. They don't understand cash flow works 2 ways. It flows to you and it flows away from you. Through a home-based business, the expenses you send out, you can get back in. And they don't understand that as long as you labor for cash, you will always be an economic slave, because you're going to pay the higher tax bracket. And this printed currency is the only thing that can be taxed. And when you work for cash and you don't convert it into assets, real assets, and you use it in same reliability, and you don't use your credit to invest in assets, you'll always be an economic slave. You'll always be on this side of the cash flow quadrant. And you always live paycheck to paycheck because you're making money off of your labor, and they're going to ensure that your income is never at a status because they're going to take anywhere from 30% of it to 50% of it. So if you have that much taken out from the top of your labor, your time, your talent, that's why a lot of people don't even have time they don't even have the money to give their tent because they've already paid the IRS first. You don't pay yourself first. Don't tell anybody. No, you don't. Your cash doesn't flow like that. If you're making money off of LLC or sole proprietorship, specialized services, or an employee, you do not pay yourself first. The IRS get your money first. And the second person that gets it is inflation, the second silent tax killer. And if you don't stop that way your money flows, see, it's not about how much money you earn, it's how you earn your money. It's not about how much money you make, it's how you make your money. So he told her, shut the door. She might have lived in the projects too, I'm not sure. But she went borrowed. He said, shut the door from all of your neighbors, right? We don't want the naysayers. We don't want the people in your ear. We don't want the negative Nancy's, right? And when you come in, pour out into those vessels. Take your credit, take what you borrowed, and now learn what real assets is. So pour out and set aside that's full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her, and her sons shut the door, kept the people out of her ear, out of her mind, right? And this is what happened as a result when she used her credit and she didn't allow people to discourage her. And it came to pass when the vessels were full, or the pots was full, then she said unto her son, now look, earlier in this 2 Kings chapter 4, her sons was going to be sold as slaves and work for the creditors. Now who are her sons working for? You know, all of this financial advice is all biblical. As I said earlier, the rich teach their children to work a business. The poor, working middle class, teach their children to find jobs. Now the script is flipped. Her sons were about to be sold to the creditors and work for them as slaves. Now her sons are working for her. Did you know in a home-based business, you can hire your children and have up to $12,000 tax deduction? So now you're not giving your money to the government. And when you're feeding your kids, when you're keeping the bills on the utilities for them, when you have the internet for homeschool, when they want to participate in sports or any extra, now that money can flow back and return to you because you have it set up where your kids work for you in the home-based business. So now her two sons are employed by their single or widow mother. And she told her sons, bring me another pot or bring me another vessel. And they said to her, we don't have another vessel. So the oil stayed. Her credit limit had maxed out. She used all the credit she maxed it. Maybe she had $100,000 line, right? She maxed it out. And Elijah, right? Then he came to her and said, go sell your oil and pay the debt. See, the Bible used debt, they use credit, they use the word borrow. Credit and debt is not the same. Debt is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Credit is anything that puts money into your pocket. So he said, go sell it and pay off those creditors. Pay that bad debt you got yourself in. And now that I showed you how to make a home-based business and how to use your credit and borrow, you and your children, you live off the rest. See, credit made her retire rich. Let me put that in the hashtag. Credit made her and her sons retire rich. He said, just live off the rest. And they was in a recession, right? Credit. But she went borrowed because she wasn't afraid to borrow. What if she said, well, this financial man that's biblical based too, he told me using credit was wrong. And I decided to cut up my credit cards. See, this lady had to have a good name because she borrowed amongst her neighbors, people that knew her. And I'm pretty sure that they knew her husband had just died. So they could have thought, if she didn't have a good name or a good credit score, that look, if I give you my pot, I might not get it back. You're in bad times. Because she borrowed from the neighborhood, so the neighborhood knows what's going on. So evidently, this lady had a good name. So she could borrow from her neighbors in bad times. Dave Sincere says, if you work in a job, yes, January through April is what the government gets. And you're wondering why you're struggling and living paycheck to paycheck. Because you are human resource to the IRS or the government. Allen says some people are not living paycheck to paycheck. They're living paycheck to Monday, as Dr. Lynn Richardson says. Which means you get paid Friday, and by Monday you're broke again. Friday to Monday. Yeah, I have to deprogram people. I change people paradigms. I do. I'm not here to teach you to cut up your credit cards. So someone says, what does she do with credit? Maybe I didn't finish talking, right? She retired rich. That's what she did because of it. She retired rich because she borrowed, right? That's what she did. Now, let's go on. I love this. I love this verse. This is my favorite. This is my favorite in the Bible. Then there was another woman, right? That when Elijah the prophet passed through Shunem, I think I said that correctly, a great woman, and she constrained him to eat bread. This is 2 Kings chapter 8. And so it was that as often as he passed by, he turned in to eat bread. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 9. And she said to her husband, behold, now I perceive that this is a holy man of God, which passes by us continuously. Let me read this from another translation, right? Because I'm going to translate it into my translation anyway. But let me, the New Living Translation, let me read it from there. And it says, one day Elijah went to the town of Shunem. A wealthy woman lived there, and she urged him to come to her for a meal. After that, whenever he passed that way, he would stop there for something to eat. She said to her husband, I am sure this man who stops in from time to time is a holy man. This woman was so rich, right? She said, let's build him a small room. She had so much money, she just can build him a small room. For him on the roof, wow, on the roof. That means she had at least a 2-story house, and furnished it with a bed, had enough money, right? You can talk about biblical time, that she had a bed, a table, a chair, and a lamp. Then he would have a place to stay whenever he comes by. She's just building this room just whenever, right? Just whenever he passes by, he'll have a place to stay. So one day Elijah returned to Shunem, and he went to his upper room to rest. The upper room, he said to his servant, tell the woman from Shunem, I want to speak to her. When she appeared, he said, I appreciate the kind concern you have shown us. What can I do for you? Can we put in a good word for you to the king or the commander of the army? She said, no, my family takes good care of me. This woman didn't have a want. She was wealthy, and her wealth did not come from her husband. She said her family takes good care of her. She didn't have any want. So long story short, her son ended up being sick and died. And Elijah, it was something he could do for her. He healed her son, and raised them from the dead. Both of those in 2 Kings. So you had a widow woman who retired rich, and then you read on down, you find a wealthy woman. And she was wealthy from her family, generational wealth. She said, no, my family provides for me. Didn't seem like it was because of her husband's wealth, right? Yeah, he told her to shut the door and keep people out of your business, right? Keep people out of your business. Does the home-based business require a lot of time to be successful? Can I do this for another business? Yes, you can add another business, and it takes your time. I don't know what's a lot of time for you, but I would say at least allocate 2 or 3 hours a day, either to be in our private training, right? To be a part of our Zoom meetings, to share the opportunity. And this is what I'm gonna start doing, Regina, and all of those is live. Anicia, in our Zoom, set up a private Zoom, and we're going to share even how to market the system, where it's just a straight line. You don't deter, give you what to say, how to say it, and anyone that's able to join the business will join. And what do I mean able? They have to have 2 things, 2 pre-qualifiers. You have to have the mindset, and you have to have the money, which is a small investment of $228. And you got to have the mindset. So I'm not going to tell you just because the income is passive, or the cash flow rather is passive, that your work ethic has to be passive. But one thing about it, when you get those text messages and you don't have to deal with, you're your own boss and your success depends on you, you might want to put in 1 hour a day. But somebody else that wants to double their cash flow, put in 3 hours. So your hours, your success depends on the man or the woman in the mirror. And if you're willing to be teachable and coachable, right, to create success. Young fresh, they need that kind of paper, right? Who can just build a room, right, on the second story, the second floor of the house? So her family, she was well taken care of. So you got a wealthy woman and a widow woman. The king didn't want people to have a home-based business back then. He was selfish. Dave, I don't know what king you're talking about. I don't know what king. So yes, Anise, that's what I'm going to do. Just share with you all, because even with that, you have to break down people's paradigm and their psychology. A lot of people think that this is the sushi flour, where you put in $500 and you're supposed to get back $4,000. This is not this type of pyramid scheme. This is a 1099 business, legal and legit, and you're working with experts, right? You're working with certified experts. As our mentor, millionaire, said, Mr. Brian Bean, who's cash flowing, I think he's at $50,000 a month now, cash flowing in the home-based business. I put the link up. That's cash flow in the home-based business. Is that you have people that work for certified that's certified through the IRS. They're not trying to lose their certification by telling you, you know, to adjust your income so you can get more money out of your paycheck. And they're not going to give you anything in which they can lose their certification. So you're working with experts around the clock. Right. And you also get a 1099 versus a W-4 at the end of the year. But you know what? Most people that say it's a pyramid scheme, they'll do the sushu. They even have something now that's called the compass. Something going on. So that's the link, the compass. And I said, whenever you lose your direction, or Brian, or whenever your flower dies, you can come over here and make some 1099 cash flowing money. So that's the link. There are certified people that work for you around the clock in all areas. And the thing about it, you know, the business, after you make the investment, the business paid for itself. Again, rich people, rich and wealthy people teach their kids to always look for a business. That's why foreigners can come to the United States and use credit and get business loans and start businesses. They don't look for jobs. They don't look for jobs. But the poor middle class look for jobs. You know, they look for, I'm gonna start an LLC and I'm gonna earn money off my labor. They don't understand earning money off of the leverage. Right? So, and again, people, you have to catch this in timing. Why not invest in a business that will compensate you for referring people to something that they need now more than ever? People are getting evicted. People that have paid 3 months deferment, credit scores have dropped from that deferment agreement. Right? And it covers every aspect of your financial life. What do people need? They need credit and they need cash flow. 50 million people right now are not employed, right? The rich and wealthy own nothing, but they control everything. I'm not the CEO, right? And I told people that 99 stimulus credit was ending Wednesday. But still, it's still only $228. I mean, my ladies that gave you that testimony, they have people coming in at $228 and they've already gotten their investment back double. So it's only $228 for a business. You can't even get an LLC incorporated for that price. You can't even go get an LLC for that price for $228. Someone says tents. Wow, tents are selling. And you know what? This is America, Carissa, right? You're saying tents are selling like crazy when we have empty hotels. Empty hotels with beds and room and water, that if America really wants to help these people, they can put them in empty hotels. Right? Empty hotels. Azu said pyramid schemes are legal. How can a pyramid scheme provide a 1099 legit business? Just saying. Exactly. Pyramid schemes don't give you a 1099, people. Wow. Tent city. And then they're saying, oh, the hospitals are overpacked. You know, we don't have any more room. I'm like, all you're doing is telling them to go self-medicate themselves anyway. You're not providing a treatment, which I don't understand. We're supposed to be the most advanced medical country there is. We're not a third world country. And you mean tell me you can't treat people with cold or flu-like symptoms? So if you're telling them to go self-medicate anyway or self-quarantine, why you can't put them in a hotel room that's vacant anyway? Things that make you go, You watch the other video that I showed earlier, he said he doesn't even believe that it's a virus, and neither do I. Now, do I believe people are getting sick? I really do. I know I do. But when you increase the 5G Wi-Fi with people that already have previous health conditions, exposure, then though that would be the results, right? But that's just me. That's just me, right? That's just me. So it's massive engagement. Get started is very simple. You had a potential to get paid every day. Personal training covers every aspect of your life, but most of all, it takes you out of the system to where you won't always be hustling backwards. Meaning that I showed a video earlier on my live stream that talked about when I asked people who is America in debt to, their first answer is we're in debt to China. We owe China, right? But the number one debt holder in the United States is its citizens. Did you all know that? The number one debt holder in the United States is its citizens. And I'm trying to help people to make non-wage money. I'm trying to help people understand how to make money work for them daily off something that, you can learn how to do one time. And we're providing solutions that's positioning people to win. But back to my original question, did you all know that citizens is the number one debt holder of our $26 trillion in climbing U.S. debt? Did you all know that? Yeah, how you're the number one debt holder? Because when you hold this in your hand and it says this note is legal tender for our debt, and when you chase this, you're the number one debt holder. And you're going to have to labor and work hard because you don't have real assets. You're chasing liabilities. And until you make non-wage income and reduce your tax liability and continue to hold this debt and not hold real assets in your hand like a home-based business, like credit, until you can reduce your taxable income, you'll always be slave to the system. And the only way to reduce it is to use debt to invest, because debt is not tax. When you use debt or credit to invest, an asset is not tax, people. Again, like I said earlier, some people say, well, you get interest in it. Well, what about if your return on the interest is greater than the return on what you borrow? And cash is taxed too. This is taxed too. It's called taxes and inflation. Because the more of this that's provided to people, the less purchasing power you have, because the higher goods and services pricing will increase. So we're going to be in something called stagflation, where it's high unemployment and high prices on goods and services. Yeah, chasing liabilities. Okay, Jesus, I got you. Chasing liabilities. Chasing this will keep you in the rat race. It will keep you waking up, hitting the alarm, going to a job, putting your time in labor, to make your CEO rich, make somebody else rich. Wake up, repeat the process, work a 9 to 5, repeat the process to do it over and over again. But people, residual bills should require residual income. And unlimited income is the only way to beat inflation, right? Unlimited income is the only way to beat inflation. So you all, I'm logging off, right? Here's to your peace and prosperity, your credit and your cash flow, and your health and your wealth. This is the link for the home-based business again. And, just get in. It's very well needed right now, and prepare for what's ahead, because 2020 will not get any better, right? Exactly. Stagflation equals inflation, rising of prices, added to a recession. That's where we are. So if you don't have a job and you're at home, let me help you, right? Help others. And by doing that, you'll get reimbursed with cash flow. Because if you're paying this month's bills with this month's money, you're one step away from disaster, right? One step away from disaster. Thank you all. Have a peaceful and productive night. Time for me to go watch Good Times, if it's still on.